You should join LinkedIn. That's all I have to say in this video, quite frankly. You should join LinkedIn. As you know, this whole channel is called Freelance Translator Tips, and it's supposed to be giving tips for freelancers, for freelance translators. And so I try to give tips that will help you in your business. It will help you to grow your business and to get new clients, etc. And so the purpose of this video is to help you out with that. And the way I'm helping you out with that is by telling you to join LinkedIn. And so I wasn't lying. That's what I'm telling you with this video. But of course, I'm going to go into it a bit more. I do think that LinkedIn, and I know I've mentioned this before, but LinkedIn is good for business. It's very good for business, and it's gotten a lot better for business in the last year or so. A lot of people have been going on LinkedIn. A lot of what I've noticed has been, so ever since the pandemic started, basically, business has been topsy-turvy. And I think all of my old clients, for a while, everything was silent and I wasn't getting any business from my old clients. Now, then some of it picked up and stuff like that. So nothing was happening there, but I started getting clients from different places, which was interesting. And I was amazed at how much of it was coming directly from LinkedIn, even unsolicited, just like out of the blue. And I realized that LinkedIn is a very different but interesting place. And I think now LinkedIn is quite interesting. I think it's been growing a lot, and I think there's a lot more activity. People are noticing that it's been growing. So they're coming on to LinkedIn and conducting a lot more of their business on LinkedIn. So I do think it's good for business. I think you should join LinkedIn. You should take it seriously. You should have a profile there. You should get active on it, and you should be using it. By the way, some of you now might be thinking that I'm doing this because you might know that I have a course on LinkedIn, that I'm trying to do this to pivot it. So I'm trying to sell my course, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm not even linking to that course anywhere in the description here or anything. Okay. So I'm just talking about LinkedIn. This video is standalone. And so anyway, that was reason number one for joining LinkedIn. But also, it's a lot of other things. And I also mentioned this before in another video where I talk about how I got rid of all my social media apps on my phone except for LinkedIn. And that's another good thing about LinkedIn, is it feeds your craving for social media. And so I can scroll around on LinkedIn, reply to comments like this and that, and interact. But at the same time, it's sort of helping my business. I mean, in an indirect way. It keeps me active on LinkedIn. It lets me have an ear to the ground as to what's going on in the industry, and also just keeps up my conversation with people and shows, others that I'm active on LinkedIn. And so I like this aspect of it because it combines the social with the professional in a good way, I think in the right way, most of the time. And that brings me to the next point. On LinkedIn, I think it should be treated in a certain way. I think the way I see LinkedIn is that it's kind of like a nice living room or lobby with people talking. And, these are mostly business people. You can talk about whatever you want, quite frankly, but it's mostly people who know each other because of business. Not all the talk has to be business. Even if you're in the same company, a lot of the water cooler talk has nothing to do with business, but it's still a semi-professional environment. And I like that about LinkedIn because this means that you don't get lost. You find a lot fewer people getting mad about controversial subjects or stuff like that. And you don't find people getting mad about politics or whatever it might be and getting into fights about it. You do see it every now and then, but one of the first comments you'll see everyone make is people say, take that back to Facebook. This is LinkedIn, and we try to act more professionally. And so I do find LinkedIn a lot more pleasant to be on as well. I can scroll through LinkedIn a lot and I don't come out of it being mad or frustrated about anything, because it's people do keep it more civil, at least for now. And let's hope it continues that way. And so along those lines, I think the way to interact on LinkedIn is, I won't go into detail, but it's basically, interact with whoever you want to interact with and however you want, that's fine. But to be yourself, it's the only sustainable way. And you can be yourself in a professional manner. Everyone can do that. A lot of people are like, well, if I want to be myself, but LinkedIn is professional, so I should act differently. Everyone acts differently around different people. You probably act one way with your friends at the bar, but you act a very different way with your grandparents. Just keep that in mind. And when you're on LinkedIn, You treat it, like I said, I see it more like as a lobby, a comfortable place hanging out with people who are usually in your industry, but other ones as well. But you're all just hanging out, interacting, and talking about whatever. And I like it because you don't necessarily have to join the conversation if you don't want to, but you can if you want to. And I mean, that's social media, I guess, but LinkedIn to me works in that sense. And I think it can be a very good place to be professional and to interact with people and then eventually to get jobs. I think cold selling does not work on LinkedIn, but I think that the more you interact, the more you will get out of it, including, yeah, just random things out of the blue. Like I said, I got some job offers out of the blue from there. Just, I don't even know why, just randomly, basically. And so I do think it's a very useful place to be on. And if you're not on LinkedIn, I suggest you go there. If you are on LinkedIn, I suggest you become more active on it and just make sure you check it at least once a day and go on it and, click like, comment every now and then, post stuff and become part of the conversation there, because I do think it does pay dividends over the long term. Your homework now should be to join LinkedIn. And if you're already on LinkedIn, your homework should be to go there and make a comment or like or something like that. And that's it. Then you can go out and play. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the video. Okay, thanks. Bye. Savedum.